From relegation battles to Champions League dreams, Nottingham Forest's transformation under Nuno Espírito Santo has sent shockwaves through the football world. How does a team fighting for Premier League survival suddenly emerge as a genuine contender among the elite? The numbers tell an astonishing story. Forest now stands level on points with Arsenal and just 6 points behind leaders Liverpool. For a club that hadn't tasted European competition since 1995, this remarkable resurrection defies conventional wisdom. Behind this extraordinary turnaround lies the tactical brilliance of a former goalkeeper who once served as backup to Mourinho's Champions League winning Porto team, and a tale of resilience rewriting Premier League history. The fallen giant, Forest's darkest hour. In December 2023, Nottingham Forest stood at a precipice. The two-time European champions, once the crown jewel of English football, were facing an existential threat to their Premier League status. The FA's 4-point deduction for profit and sustainability rule breaches had plunged the club deeper into the relegation zone, transforming an already difficult season into a seemingly impossible challenge. The punishment couldn't have come at a worse time. Forest had only recently returned to the top flight after a 23-year absence, and now faced the prospect of an immediate return to the Championship. The financial constraints created a suffocating environment where every match carried the weight of survival. The club's physical infrastructure reflected its struggles. Facilities that hadn't seen meaningful investment in decades stood as reminders of how far the mighty had fallen. What once housed champions barely met Premier League standards, mirroring the broader challenges facing the historic club. Football pundits across England had already written Forest's obituary before the 2024/25 season began. The consensus painted a grim picture, another season of desperate scrambling to avoid relegation. The weight of these predictions hung over the City ground like a storm cloud, with few seeing any path beyond perpetual struggle. For supporters, this reality cut especially deep. The same stands that once witnessed European glory against Barcelona and Hamburg now hosted fans who could only dream of such occasions. Many younger supporters had never experienced Forest competing at the highest level, knowing their club only through stories from older generations. This created a palpable tension throughout the fan base. Against this backdrop of decline, owner Evangelos Marinakis made his boldest move. With the club sliding towards relegation, he dismissed Steve Cooper, the manager who had returned Forest to the Premier League, and appointed Nuno Espírito Santo. The decision raised eyebrows across the football world. Cooper was beloved by fans, while Nuno arrived having recently experienced disappointments at both Tottenham and Saudi club Al Ittihad. This moment, though few recognised it then, would mark the turning point in Forest's modern history. Marinakis wasn't simply changing managers, he was signalling a fundamental shift in approach and ambition. While the club appeared at its lowest ebb, the foundations for something remarkable were being quietly laid. The mentor's vision, Nuno's tactical revolution. The appointment of Nuno Espírito Santo raised eyebrows across the Premier League landscape. What Forest needed was an architect who could construct success from the rubble of relegation battles. Behind Nuno's quiet demeanour lay a tactical vision so precisely calibrated that it would transform Forest's fortunes in ways few could have predicted. After disappointing spells at Tottenham and Saudi club Al Ittihad, many questioned his ability to revive a struggling Forest team. Like a chess master who sacrifices pieces strategically, Nuno's experiences as both player and failed manager shaped his approach at the City ground. Patient, calculating, and unexpectedly devastating. The brilliance of Nuno's approach lay in its clarity and simplicity. He installed a robust defensive structure that became the foundation for everything else. He embraced a low possession style, transforming defensive solidarity into a weapon through lightning-fast counterattacks. This system deliberately absorbed pressure before launching devastating breaks. Against Arsenal at the Emirates, this approach manifested perfectly. Forest withstood 30 minutes of relentless pressure before springing a counter that silenced the home crowd and secured 3 points. Unlike the previous season's scattergun transfer approach, Nuno implemented a surgical transfer strategy. Strategic acquisitions like Serbian defender Nikola Milenkovic from Fiorentina for €12 million and midfielder Elliot Anderson from Newcastle for over €40 million were perfect tactical fits. Milenkovic formed an exceptional partnership with Murillo, handling the exposure behind an advanced midfield, while Anderson provided both defensive solidity and creative spark. Nuno cultivated a tight-knit squad where every player understood their role. Rather than consistently rotating personnel, he developed a core group that evolved together, fostering an understanding that couldn't be manufactured through constant turnover. This cohesion allowed implementation of complex tactical instructions executed with remarkable consistency. The results spoke volumes. Forest scored first in 16 of their 20 Premier League matches, a staggering 80% of games where they dictated the tempo from the beginning. This tactical blueprint transformed a team with relatively low possession and pass completion rates into legitimate Champions League contenders. Forest's system thrived against the Premier League elite, exploiting the very spaces that attacking teams leave vulnerable. The hero's trials, defining moments and key players. Systems and strategies provide the framework, but football's greatest stories are written in moments that defy all logic and expectation. What makes Forest's journey so remarkable is their tactical transformation and how they proved themselves in the cauldron of high-stakes matches against England's elite clubs, turning theoretical potential into undeniable reality. When Forest arrived at Anfield, they faced a Liverpool side unbeaten at home for nearly a year. 90 minutes later, they had accomplished what no other team in the Premier League could, silencing the Kop through disciplined defensive organisation and clinical counter-attacking. They carried this momentum to Old Trafford, where 73,000 Manchester United fans watched in stunned silence as Forest executed another tactical masterclass. These weren't flukes, they were statements of intent, each victory adding another chapter to their remarkable resurrection story. The Chelsea match revealed yet another dimension to their evolution. Playing with 10 men for a significant portion, Forest secured a valuable draw through sheer determination. Like warriors with shields locked, they adapted, endured, and found solutions when circumstances turned against them. At the heart of this transformation stood Chris Wood, whose renaissance under Nuno rewrote his own narrative. With 18 goals in 28 Premier League matches, Wood enjoyed the best top-flight season of his career, outperforming his expected goals by more than 7. For a striker many consider past his prime, this resurgence provided the cutting-edge Forest counter-attacking system demanded. In defence, young Brazilian Murillo emerged as the cornerstone. His partnership with Milenkovic created an impenetrable wall that withstood even England's most fearsome attacks. His composure in crucial moments belied his youth. Meanwhile, Morgan Gibbs-White evolved into the creative heartbeat driving Forest forward. His vision and technical ability made him the conduit through which Nuno's tactical ideas flowed onto the pitch. With each victory, hope bloomed anew among the Forest faithful. Social media erupted with emotional reactions, post-match interviews captured tears of joy, and a fan base that had endured decades of disappointment began to believe again. Through adversity, Forest had discovered an identity built on resilience, tactical discipline, and opportunistic brilliance. The ultimate reward: Champions League dreams and future legacy. While players celebrated on the pitch and fans sang in the stands, inside the boardroom, Evangelos Marinakis was already planning the club's next evolution. Champions League qualification represented the fundamental difference between being a Premier League survivor and establishing Nottingham Forest as a genuine force in European football once again. For a club that hasn't competed in Europe since 1995, the financial transformation could reshape Forest's future. Revenue from television rights, matchday income, and enhanced sponsorship opportunities provides the foundation for sustainable growth rather than mere survival. This stability enables Forest to pursue higher caliber talent while retaining their existing stars, a critical shift from previous seasons when financial constraints dictated strategy. The physical manifestation of this upward trajectory is visible at the club's training facilities. Under Marinakis' direction, the grounds have undergone comprehensive renovations, creating an environment worthy of Europe's elite competition. Sporting director Ross Wilson detailed these changes. The upgrades include a new player gym, medical area, restaurant, kitchen, team room and analysis room. These strategic investments in infrastructure support elite performance and signal the club's renewed ambition. This commitment to excellence attracts a different caliber of player to the City Ground. The pursuit of Paraguayan winger Ramon Sosa exemplifies Forest's enhanced drawing power. The 24-year-old Talares star, reportedly available for £11 million, ranks in the 98th percentile for non-penalty goals and 94th percentile for assists. His exceptional ball-carrying ability aligns perfectly with Nuno's counter-attacking philosophy, a player who might have been beyond Forest's reach 2 years ago. For long-suffering supporters, many who have never witnessed their club compete against Europe's elite, these coming European nights embody dreams passed through generations. The emotional weight of hearing the Champions League anthem at the City Ground, where Brian Clough and Peter Taylor orchestrated previous European triumphs, will inspire current fans and future generations alike. Marinakis's vision has always been clear: restore Forest to its rightful place among the elite. By rejecting substantial offers for players like Murillo, he demonstrated a commitment to building something genuinely sustainable beyond financial returns. The story of Nottingham Forest challenges the economic orthodoxy of modern football. Their Champions League qualification disrupts the established Premier League hierarchy, proving that strategic management and team cohesion can overcome financial disparities. In an era dominated by the Big Six, Forest's achievement stands as a powerful counter-narrative. This resurgence echoes Leicester City's 2016 title, yet carries unique significance as a return to European prominence. From regulation struggles to tactical revolution to European glory, Forest embodies football's enduring spirit. As they compete among the continent's elite, they remind us that resilience and determination, not wealth alone, write football's most inspiring stories.